Alright, this is an example of an iterated integral. I want to take the integral of, I guess there's no function here, but it's dy dx, and these are the bounds right here. So what I'm going to do is deal with the inside integral first, and then deal with the outside integral. So the first part, I'm going to just leave this stuff, the bounds of the second integral, 5 pi over 4 and pi over 4. Then for the inside, if I integrate a function with respect to y and there's nothing there, I'm just going to evaluate y from sine of x to cosine of x. And then I still have this integral dx on the outside. So then I replace everything here and fill it in. So I'm going to leave my integral, or my limits of integration for the outside integral, 5 pi over 4, pi over 4. Inside I replace the y with sine of x minus cosine of x. Sine x minus cosine of x dx, still there. This is straightforward, easy to integrate, so I just take the integral of sine and we're going to evaluate it, I get negative cosine minus sine, negative cosine of x, my bad, minus cosine x minus sine of x, and this is evaluated from 5 pi over 4 to pi over 4. So then I'm going to go over here, finish this out. If I have negative cosine of 5 pi over 4 minus sine of 5 pi over 4, and then I have minus the lower bounds, so cosine, well, it's negative cosine again, negative cosine pi over 4 and minus sine pi over 4. I'm going to fix this real quick so it's more legible. So it's minus, my bracket goes here, and this is a minus cosine. Then when I evaluate all of this, I know that pi over 4 corresponds to the 45-degree angles. I know that 4 pi over 4 is pi, so that's the horizontal. One more puts us in the third quarter, or third quadrant. The third quadrant, both of them are negative, and at the 45s they're the same. So it's square root 2 over 2, and it's negative. Then I have the negative of that, so I have positive square root 2 over 2. And then I have minus, and I know that we're same quadrant, sine and cosine are the same, and the sine is the same. So again, it's negative and negative, so this is positive square root 2 over 2. Then I have these thing in the bracket here. Pi over 4 is our first 45, so it's square root 2 over 2, and it's negative. Negative square root 2 over 2. Sine and cosine are the same, so negative square root 2 over 2. Then I evaluate my signs, and I'm going to just change them all to distribute my negative sign through. Count them up. I have 4 square root 2 over 2, or 2 square root of 2. I'm going to rewrite that. So I'm going to rewrite this just like this. So I have the double integral from 5 pi over 4 to pi over 4 on the bottom, and sine of x cosine of x dy dx is equal to 2 square root of 2. And that's my answer right there. Thank you, and let me know what you want to see next.